Hi, I am Tara Days News, and I have with me John Harrell. He is a book writer and an author and something else you do.
I do public speaking.
Public
I
speaking.
do some speech writing as well, but I do public speaking.
Also, he does some videos. So, John, how you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm in Southern California. You kidding? And I got to experience my first earthquake yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
One is enough.
I'm so used to them that when they come down, because I've been here now 7 years from New York, so I'm so used to little earthquakes I don't even feel them no more.
I felt this.
So tell me, how are you doing during the coronavirus, the protesting, the tearing down of statues that's been in this country for years? How you doing and how you feel about that?
Well, let's start with coronavirus. First of all, when we have something like this happen, I have to ask myself the question, what can I learn from this? Because there's always something you can learn from this. And one thing is an observation that we as people, human beings, we need human connection. We need to be with people. And I'm a social animal, so I still have contact with my friends. We get together, we grill out, we're cautious and all about it, but we need that. We realize how connected that we are. Now, moving into the rioting and the looting and tearing things down, I can't agree with that. You have in this country, the freest country in the world, freedom of speech says you have the right to peaceably protest. I'm okay with that. When you start tearing things down and looting stores and destroying property, that is it's against the law. And if we don't hold steady with the law, then we are a country of lawlessness. And so we've got to stand up for just what's right. The statues, and this is an area that I've been talking about since before they started tearing them down. I'm from a southern state, I'm from Texas. And I realize that there are people who are very sensitive to seeing a Confederate statue, a Confederate flag. And I'm sensitive to that because that was a dark spot in the United States history. Nevertheless, it's there. Taking statues down doesn't erase that. Put them into a museum in Washington, D.C. and call it the Museum of Injustice. Make it a learning experience. Make it a learning experience. You can learn from it because some of those are beautiful pieces of art. Yeah. But you need to learn from these things.
Let me interrupt you here. I think all statues should be left alone except the Confederate statues. I think they should have never been erected. But now that they are there, you're right, they should be put in a museum.
Sure. Taking them down is not going to destroy the dark spot, which was slavery in the United States history. And we have other dark spots too, but let's stay with that one. If you pay too much attention to the media, they want to divide us. Most people are just not racist. They're not bigoted. They're not divided. Most people are good at heart. But if you tune into the media, CNNs, MSNBCs, and others, they are going to try to keep you divided and keep you living in fear. And that's just not how most of us are hardwired. We love and accept other people, and we are the land of opportunity. I love this country. I love my state. I love California. Your state income tax is too much for me.
They're like fighting against each other. You watch Fox News, they're all for Trump. And you watch CNN, and they are against Trump. So.
Well, they don't give you the real news. Example, when President Trump was talking about Mexican people coming across the border saying rapists and murderers, they edited out the part where he said MS-13 are the people coming across the border who are rapists and murderers. MS-13 is an evil. They're an evil gang. They hack people to death. They hurt people. He wasn't saying what the news media edited out. They're going to create a narrative for people to hear, and they want the news wants to keep you living in fear, so you'll tune back in. When you think about this, go back to September 2001, and I gave a talk I wrote in October of 2001. I called it Clear as Mud, and what it was about was this: we're in a new era. We had never been attacked on the mainland in the United States. People were scared to death. And the future looked at that point clear as mud. Like we don't know what the next weeks, months, years, etc. hold. But we wanted to do what we could to protect our families, to take care of our neighborhoods, our communities. But I said to this group of women, it's about 60 women, and I said, how many of y'all have the news on all the time? And every hand went up. I'm going to give you a suggestion. Turn it off. and a collective sigh went through the room like I had just killed somebody. I'm like, no, look, turn it off, because if something really important happens that you need to know to protect the sanctity of your family and your community, someone's going to tell you pretty quickly. But all you're doing is feeding into that fear, that part of your brain that keeps you in a constant state of fight or flight, and that's no way to function. That's no way to live, is in constant state of fight or flight. It actually will destroy your immune system. It will make you unhealthy, and it will destroy your sleep. I mean, we can go on and on and on about that.
Do you think President Trump is doing a good job?
I think he's doing a good job. I do, and I will tell you. And you know, he's done some things wrong, of course, but everybody does. This is a new era for us, and so.
And it's new for him too.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
And he is a man. A lot of people think that he's Jesus Christ and should perform some miracle. Trump is a man.
He is a man.
We are all shocked by this coronavirus.
Yes, we are.
And all the protesting, and the looters are with the protesters. So they say it's a peaceful protester, but the looters are there too.
There's no peace in looting and rioting. That is never unpeaceful protests.
I like the peaceful ones.
Peaceful is fine, because guess what? A lot of innocent blood was shed, so you have that right to do that in the United States of America. A lot of people were killed, so you would have that right. 500,000 people died in the Civil War, so that we would be able to live as the United States of America, not the divided states of America. So we've got to take that and really hold on to it, because this experiment that was 244 years old now has worked out great. Now, the people that crafted the Constitution, the main one was Thomas Jefferson, James Madison. They were flawed individuals, but their form of government they came up with was brilliant. Freedom of speech, freedom to protest peaceably. And we've got to hold on to that. And I talked to young people. I was out with 5 mid-20s young men last Saturday night, and I said, so you guys don't fall into this, but are there a lot of people in your age group that ascribe to this, let's tear it down? And they go, yeah, it's pretty prevalent among our group. I'm like, well, what are you going to do with it? What are you going to tear it down into, right? And like, what are you going to do? They go, they don't know. They just want to tear it down because it's the order of the day. Yeah.
Well, it's hot out here in California, but we are outside because of the coronavirus. We're not allowed to be outside. But John, tell me, this book, your book right here, is called
Killing My Father and
Finding Him.
Yeah.
Why did you write that? What's with this title?
Okay, I didn't kill anybody. I didn't. It's not solving a cold case and pointing the police to the body.
Okay.
Killing my father was killing the voices that my parents gave me in my head growing up.
It's getting hot out here. Tell me, this book. What do you want people to get out of this book? What I like about this book is short.
It is short.
So you can read it within, 10 minutes?
No, it takes about an hour, because it's going to give you things to think about, and that's what it was. But I kept it short on purpose. I kept it short so men would read it too. Okay then. Men don't read, all right?
Okay then.
Your father, he reads, but most men,
my father's a pastor, so yes, he do a lot of reading.
But what I want them to get out of it is this. It's got a lot of observations in there, things about judgment, forgiveness, a connection, if you will, my story, wounds that you have to face to heal from things in your life. When you're ready to actually face them, it's like staring into an abyss.
So this book is healing.
It is about healing, about releasing the demons.
Yes.
I get hundreds of emails from people, because there's an email address in the back. And I got an email from a man early on after the book was published saying that he had suffered from PTSD for 63 years. I had PTSD. I talk about it in the book. And by the way, I always thought PTSD was a bunch of junk until I got it. And then I was like, no, this is real. But he emailed me, and I'm so grateful that he did. He said, your book was the inspiration for me to seek therapy to get cured of PTSD after living with it for 63 years.
Wow.
And I still check in with him, and he goes, every Monday I go to therapy, every Monday I talk myself out of it, but I go. He's staring that demon down that has held him back from living a full life for 63 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's bring this up to what end? Where could the viewers find this book?
Amazon.com. Amazon.com.
Okay, Amazon.com.
Yes.
Okay.
It's got all 5-star reviews. It's Kindle or paperback version.
Okay. John Harrell.
John Harrell. Yep. And I've got an author page on there. But they can also find me. I write a daily inspirational blog. It's always short, 3 to 30 words. And the blog site is
Facebook too.
And Facebook as well.
Videos on Facebook.
I put videos up every week. www.seekingjohnharrell.com. seeking-grace.com, seeking-grace.com. You can find my daily inspiration there, and if you follow me, it's emailed directly to your inbox every time I write one, which is every day. Find me on Facebook. You can connect with me there. I take almost all friend requests. About my site, my page is public. You can find me. I'm in Austin, Texas. Easy, because that's what I look like, and you'll see me.
Well, okay. I'm Tara Days News, and this is John. Say your last name.
Harrell.
Harrell. He told you where he could find his books. So we're gonna cut this short now because it is hot out here. Thank you for watching, and this video will be on my news blog, TaraDaysNews.com, and personally on Facebook, Tara Cummings, and Twitter. Thank you.
And thank you, Tara.